Nothing. All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of The Unfiled. This is episode 11. I got Armani and Brandon here, and we actually have a special guest today, local music artist. I'm gonna mess this up.
Diesel Dotcom.
Diesel Dotcom. Yeah, thanks, Brandon.
Diesel Dotcom. What's up?
So how's it going, man? How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. I'll be lying if I say I ain't nervous, though.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's nothing to be worried about, man. It's just a conversation. How'd you get started, man?
It's weird, man. I was like in, I think like 6th grade or something like that, and a few of my classmates was like writing raps and passing them to each other.
Oh, okay.
And they didn't include me. I was never really included on a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of just took it upon myself and just, you know, I wrote a rap too.
Oh, okay.
And then I passed it to one of my friends, and he read it, and I can see him like kind of nodding, like he was like, "Oh, okay," you know. And that was the first time I wrote a rap. And it wasn't really, really nothing. You know?
So actually, before we got started, you mentioned you're a Christian rapper.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So how did
like
were you always like that, or did you kind of like venture off at a point in time?
I never been like, the Christian rap thing kind of just started about 3 years ago.
Okay.
At first I used to be just a traditional trap rapper, you know, talking about violence and guns and a bunch of stuff I didn't have and probably wasn't gonna do, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always been a Christian though. But I just started, like, the more I started getting serious with my Christianity and starting to, you know, try to obey what was in the Bible and everything, I started kind of reaching like a fork in the road. Like, I can't do what God is asking me to do if I'm too busy talking about guns and violence and drugs and stuff. It don't match.
Right.
Yeah. So, and then I started thinking like, well, that's probably why I can't really get anywhere with my music, because God isn't gonna bless me if I'm teaching the youth about guns and violence, like, so so I started trying to transition into making music for the Lord, you know.
Yeah, man.
But it was mad hard because it wasn't in my heart, you know. Like, what was in my heart was guns and violence and drugs, you know. Like, that's all I knew.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was like, man, how am I supposed to make music for the Lord if this isn't what's in my heart? Like, I don't know how to sing R&B or nothing, you know. I'm not like Kurt Franklin or nothing.
Yeah.
So I just stopped writing music for like a whole year, you know.
Really?
Yeah, I just stopped writing music because I didn't, you know, I was like, well, if I can't write music for the Lord, I'm just not going. This obviously isn't what I'm supposed to be doing. And then out of frustration, I was looking for like a Christian rap. I was looking for like a, you know, I was like, forget it, man. I'm finna just start listening to my trap music. I don't even care no more.
Right.
And then I mistakenly found 95.9, and it's like a Christian hip hop radio station. And I heard those Christian rap artists going hard. And I was like, yo, like, I didn't even know this, you know, I didn't even know rappers like this existed. I didn't know you can go hard like this and still be positive, you know.
Of course.
Right.
So that was the beginning, like about 3 years ago. That was the beginning of how I kept my same style but start rapping for the Lord, you know.
Yeah, and with rap music, like, this isn't an insult to like rappers or what they rap about, but I feel like nowadays with the music, a lot of it is the beat and the flow. Like, if you have a flow and a beat, you know, whatever you can rap about that, you know, you're passionate with, that can translate well. Because like you said, you were just listening, like, you can still rap like you know, that those like trap beats or whatever, but still have like a positive message, and it'll still slap, you know.
Yeah.
So that's, I like that.
Slap is the perfect word.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But it's like refreshing to hear like people rap about different things, and like, oh, I shot this guy 30 times, blah blah blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really cool that you're doing your own thing, and I think it's even like cooler that you notice that you can't, because you know a lot of people, they'll be rapping, or supposedly, you know, rappers, they'll rap about stuff that's not true, or like they'll lie.
Yeah.
But I always felt a sense of like, or connection to those who were authentic with their lyrics, and those always come off like, I feel like they come off even stronger because like it's coming from within, it's passion. Yeah. So that's awesome, man.
Plus you can listen to it longer, you know. Like, I know me, if I put trap music on, I'm probably gonna be riding to it, be in my little zone for a few minutes, and after a while, I'm gonna start feeling dark and depressed and stuff.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? But like that the music with like a good message, like NF. I'm not sure if anyone's heard of NF, but he's a dope artist, and he's Christian, but he talks about his struggle with depression. He talks about, you know, just life in general, and just, you know, being a leader, not a follower, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I listen to his music like every day. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't listen to trap music all day every day, but I can listen to that type of music all day every day. So I just think it has more longevity. You know, like when you're talking about the truth and something that, you know, people can really relate to, because
because the truth will set you free. And once you start listening to the truth, it's, you know, you want more.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
I agree.
So with your like rap, you know, career and stuff, how did you start? Like beginnings. Like, what did you do? Did you just get a mic and or did you like go to places? Like what was the process? Like, how did you start it?
Well, it first started. I had like an Xbox. It started with the Xbox. I remember having an Xbox, and you can buy like this mic, this microphone with it, and then you know, like the Xbox allows you to like import your music onto the Xbox. So I used to import like a lot of beats and stuff, and then rap to it and record it. And then I would like always bring my family in, you know, like I would make the kids, like I'd be like, just rap something, you know, like, so it's just the whole family's in there just rapping, because it sounded cool to hear yourself on But I always noticed that I took it real serious though. Like it was like something that like once everyone was done playing around and, you know, everyone went about their business, I was still glued to that mic, you know, like I was still, this was something that I did.
It wasn't just like a fun little activity. You were okay.
Yeah, this was like serious for me. And then I moved with my dad in Wisconsin, and I don't know, he had like one of those really tall stereos that had like 8 different layers to it or something. And I started rapping like over one of his cassette tapes, and I was just, I don't know, I was just real happy. I was like real happy to have learned how to do that, you know. And then he kind of took it serious, and he was like, well, maybe you should go to the studio, you know. And then that was my first time going to the studio. I think I was like maybe like 15, 16.
That's dope.
That's young.
And and then after that, it was just music. It's just always been music. Always been a studio. Always been me writing music. It just went from like just, it's weird, man. I just kind of stumbled upon it. It wasn't something like that I just always wanted to do. It was something, like I said, when my friends was writing raps and they didn't really include me, and then I kind of wrote one, that was the first time that I felt like
you knew what you wanted to do.
Yeah, it was a connection, you know what I'm saying? It was like everyone else was probably just doing it for fun, but it was for me, it was like I found my life, you know what I mean? Like I didn't feel like nothing else mattered to me until I found that, you know.
That's it. So you started going in the studio. How long did you do that until, I guess, like what, like let's just say like commercially with you know, with rap and all that. When did you were just recording, like when did you have like a full like original song?
This is when I'm oh man, like, okay, when you say original song, you mean like a actual original song, or like a song that I thought was original, like, or what society would think was original?
No, you're like, he means like, when did you have like a song from beginning to end that you recorded?
And I guess
that I recorded.
And I guess you could sample some beats, because I know a lot of rap songs sample beats from other things, but like, but you know, all the content in it was like your own. Like, when did you have a first full like recorded song that you could like, I guess that maybe you might have like released to people or shown people?
It was, I want to say I was like 16. I was like 16. My dad, this was when I first started, right before I was about to go to the studio for the first time. And well, actually no, I went to the studio for the first time, and I just recorded a bunch of like little one verse songs, you know, just like one verse on it, maybe 2 verses or something like that. And then as my dad started really taking it serious, he started mentioning it to like, I'm not sure if you guys heard of Jacob Lattimore, but Jacob Lattimore's dad, he was like in the music industry, and he told him about it, and he sat down with me in the car and said, okay, if you really want to do music, I need you to take a few of these beats and write and make an actual song, you know, like from beginning to end, and basically tell them who you are. You know what I mean? He kind of gave me a few examples of some melodies and stuff. And right after that is when I sat down and actually focused on and wrote an entire song, like from beginning to end with the actual purpose. You know, because other times I just wrote some bars and, you know, was just writing what I thought sounded hot or whatever I wanted to talk about. But I think it was like I was like 16 when I actually sat down and wrote a song and with purpose, you know, and that was the beginning of me, like, you know, what I do now, because every time I sit down and write a song, it's definitely like that now from beginning to end, and it has a purpose behind it, you know.
So what was like the name of your first song?
It was called That's Me.
That's Me. Okay.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. And was this like this was your when you started getting into the industry as like a trap artist? Was that like that song?
I was a little nervous to do trap, like with my dad being there. You know what I'm saying? Like this was trap was before I moved with my dad.
Okay.
Because before I moved with my dad, I was rapping on the Xbox. You know, and I was living in Chicago and didn't really have much guidance, or you know what I mean, like didn't really have people telling me I couldn't do this and couldn't do that. So it was just trap. It was just straight trap music, you know, just drugs, violence, gangs, whatever, you know. But when I moved with my dad, it was the beginning of I say like music with a purpose, you know, because I always knew that my dad was like, he was gonna have something to say about what I'm talking about, you know. So, and with the guidance from Jacob Lattimore's dad, he said, you know, make a song, let them know who you are, you know. And that's kind of what brought about the song That's Me, because I was like, you want a boy with the flow? That's me. You want somebody with the dough? That's me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm basically like telling you, oh, you want this? Well, that's me. You want somebody fly? That's me. You want, you know, somebody that can go hard? That's me. You know, it was kind of like an introduction to who I am. Like in a song, you listen to that song, you'll know who I am, you know.
Right.
So was your father like more of your introduction to your Christianity?
My father?
Yeah.
Nah.
No?
I want to say my introduction into Christianity was I started really rapping about like my Christianity when I got more into the Bible, and I realized all of the lies I was told growing up.
Yeah.
From my father, from my mother, from just growing up, period, you know, growing up in Chicago, all of the things that were glorified, you know, being with multiple women was glorified, you know, losing your virginity before the age of like 14 was glorified. Selling drugs and being in a gang and starting fights and stuff like that was glorified. You know what I mean? Like, it was, you wasn't cool unless you did those things, you know. And it wasn't just like peer pressure. This was things that
Was
this
is your environment.
Is my family. This is my family. This is my environment. Even my grandmother would encourage me to be with more than one woman, you know what I mean? And so growing up, this is what I thought was cool. This is what I thought was what being a man was about. So when I started, you know, getting more into my Bible and I'm realizing all of these things were lies, that it kind of brought like this fire inside of me. Like, I don't want anyone else or any other kid or any other teenager to believe that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want them to believe that, because deep down inside, like, I wasn't no gangster. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't no, you know, I didn't want to fight. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to shoot nobody, or I didn't want to. I wanted a girlfriend that I can love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was that kid that wrote love letters to that girl that I liked in class.
Most likely comes from you being like a natural artist, because you said when you started passing rhymes around to your friends, and when you started writing your own, you had like that switch. So you most like that's probably comes from you just being like a natural artist, and artists are usually, you know, passive. They're more to themselves, and they're not really violent. And so what would you say to like artists in Chicago, like the biggest one, Chief Keef? Like, what would you say to artists like that they rap about this and they're not really giving a positive message to their community?
I would say to the biggest artists out there, Chief Keef included, I would say use your influence. Use your influence for good, you know, because it's a lot of people out here that would love to be in a position where they can reach millions of ears. You know, use it for good, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what the world needs. You know, the world needs that. And you know, if I can reach millions of ears, man, I would prefer to pour some medicine down there. You know what I mean? Like if I can reach millions of hearts, I would prefer to you know, to heal those hearts instead of create more chaos and create more violence and create more killings and shootings and stuff like that, you know.
Right.
So yeah, I would just say, you know, if you have that big platform, if you're able to reach that many people, use it for good.
I think a good example is that, and coming from Chicago, was Chance the Rapper.
Yeah.
You know him, right?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, Chance the Rapper. He came from Chicago and he rapped, and he was picked up by Kanye. And he still, I think he still lives in Chicago. I'm not exactly sure, but he's done a lot of things like in the city of Chicago to like give, like what you're saying, like a positive message, and he gives a lot of money out and fundraisers and things like that. Yeah. But with your music, I was just curious, like either in the beginning with your first full original songs, or even still, do you swear?
Oh yes, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Well, I was in the Navy 3 years too, so.
Oh okay, there you
go. That curse like a sailor thing is true.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I've been out since 2011, and it's still residual. Like cursing is like, I curse so easily. It's just.
Oh, and by the way, you can curse here. Like,
okay, all right. Well, I'm about to let loose now. No, I'm joking. I'm gonna try to.
Yeah, we don't have a filter. That's like.
Okay.
It makes it crazy sometimes.
That's what's up.
Now I have a question. So I know a lot of artists, they just like to put together like a little mixtape, like an album, and shoot that out. Others they'll do like singles, shoot that out. Others they just like to perform. Like what do you do? If you have
Me personally,
a preference.
I hate performing.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I don't really like performing because I don't know how to dance. You know, it might sound weird, but I don't know how to dance. Like how I look at myself as that artist who come out explosive, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I might bust like a dance move or two, you know, with background dancers.
Yeah, of course.
But not not just like maybe a spin move here, you know what I mean? But I want it to be choreographed though.
Of course.
But I don't know how to dance. I feel like I'm gonna look weird. So until I get up with like a choreographer that can teach me, you know, a few moves that, you know, I think I would feel more comfortable performing once I learn how to, you know, dance a little bit and stuff. You know?
I'm pretty sure all the biggest artists, of course some have that natural ability where they just want to be in front of people, but I'm pretty sure the majority, once they get to that level, they have trainers and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's what I want, because I feel weird just coming out there. You know, I rap and I do my thing, but then, you know, I kind of want to be explosive. You know, I want to come out there like Bruno Mars or something, or you know, I want to come out there big. You know,
like a performer.
Yeah, I want to be a performer. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever performed before, like at any small gigs and stuff, or big gigs even? Like, what have you done?
I performed quite a few times. I performed at in Daytona Beach at it's like a sports bar called 90 Degrees. I performed there recently. It was actually last Thursday, and I performed at the Dandelion Cafe quite a few times. And in Chicago, we used to perform all the time, you know. And I opened up for Lil Boosie one time. It was a few years ago. Yeah, that was dope.
That's awesome.
It was dope. It was like girls were trying to pull us off the stage, and I felt like I was just famous, you know. Like I just felt so famous. It was
That's
crazy.
Dope. Yeah,
it was crazy.
What did you get anything from that? Did you learn anything being from around another artist that's maybe coming from a different path, or you know, I'm understand my question. Did you get anything from being around someone like that?
Did I learn?
Yeah,
I would say
maybe even he passed. I don't know how it is, because I know sometimes all the artists, they kind of hang out backstage, and sometimes the bigger ones, they'll pass on some knowledge, be oh, do this, do that.
Well, I didn't really talk to Boosie personally there, but what I did learn was you got to give them something to remember, you know?
Right.
If you're going to go on stage, you got to either be super iced out to where they won't forget who you are, or throw some money, or, you know, do something to where they're going to remember who you are once you leave.
Right.
You know, that's kind of, because when Lil Boosie showed up, he was just, the main thing I remember about Lil Boosie is his bracelet. This guy had a bracelet on.
It's probably iced out.
With so many diamonds. It was ridiculous. You know what I mean? And that's like the main thing I remember. The
only thing I remember from like the Boosie era was like the Boosie fade.
And that Boosie fade,
everyone
man.
had like Boosie fade. Travis Scott, every time he raps, he always brings it up like he used to get Boosie fade. So that's like the only thing I remember. Fade. Wasn't he from Sanford?
Boosie?
Yeah. I thought he was from like Georgia.
I thought he was from Memphis.
There's someone from Sanford.
Yeah, he's some sort of southern. Yeah, he's some sort of southern rapper. Yeah. I know he's southern. For sure.
Now, speaking about rappers, like, what's your who are your favorites to listen to?
My favorite, one of my favorite rappers is NF. It's because he's kind of on the Christian side.
And, his message.
Yeah, his message is pretty dope, and plus he go hard. Like he's real aggressive. With his music, and to be honest, he inspires me because I still feel like I'm holding back. Like I still feel like right now I'm holding back. I'm holding back by what I'm wearing. I'm holding back by what I'm saying because deep down inside it's like this roaring lion that's on fire, and it's like I'm so scared to let him out. Like right now I feel like if I fully let him out, I'm gonna be flipping over tables and doing all kind of stuff for no reason. He's just there. He's just there, and he's on fire. But I don't know how to tame him. So he's like NF let it out.
So he's your top 5. Who's your top 5? So obviously NF.
Yep, NF. I would say NF is at number 1. Triple Extension. The
of course.
I just started listening to his music.
Yeah, me too.
Dope.
He's
pretty dope.
He was highly underrated.
He's from Florida, right?
Yeah, he was. He was from Miami.
He died in Boca.
And he died around Miami.
Around Miami.
He's very talented.
I think it's crazy that sometimes people have to like pass in order for people to like really like see the like.
Yeah.
Honestly, the music it's crazy.
I didn't know who he was until that happened. But when I started listening to his music, it was like he's really talented. I started really getting sad because like I didn't know him, but it started making me really sad that he was gone because I'm like, yo, this kid was mad talented.
He was.
You know what I'm saying? So
and
it's like
he was one of those people who switched it around too, because like he was like turning around positive vibe, spreading positivity. And unfortunately he got caught up, but then again, when you get to a certain level, you can't just be running around the streets alone. Bag full of money. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be like that. But whatever. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy how
goes on.
Even with him, they're still releasing his unreleased stuff every now and then. They drop a new song.
I'll be honest, I never really got into his music.
Yeah, he's dope.
Yeah, I never really got into his music because he came out when like all like these rappers were coming out with like the crazy hair, and like crazy tattoos on their face. So I was like, oh, it's just another one.
Yeah.
So I
mumble rappers,
really got into his
SoundCloud
music.
rappers.
Yeah. He's pretty dope.
I wanted to talk to you about your new album that came out.
We got 3 more rappers too, but.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, sorry.
We're good. No, we can. I can make a note of that. I just put it down.
But we can come back.
I totally forgot. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
We good.
And
they had 3
X.
more. Triple X. Okay, continue.
I asked him his top 5.
Oh yeah.
I kind of need a little time because I don't know the other 3 anyway. But I would say, I want to say Drake.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
But I'm kind of.
That's bold by saying that.
Oh no.
I don't have a problem with that. Like I know people say things about Drake, but I feel like.
Longevity rise though, I respect that. Like, not everybody could just be out here for years on top.
Yeah,
like he is.
I like Drake. I listen to him very closely, and he's very talented. Like no joke. Like he's very talented.
Like the musical side of rap. Like
he's very talented. Yeah, he's very talented.
I think what Drake what makes him so good is like whenever he comes out with a new album or like every year he kind of has like a new personality.
Yeah.
Like he's not just an artist on the lyrical side. He's like an artist all around.
Yeah.
Like,
he's very serious.
I feel like he's like the rapping version of Lady Gaga. And why do I say that? Because Lady Gaga, when her albums came out, when she was always promoting her music, she had like a different persona. And like when Drake was doing Views from the Six, he had like this mob persona. And then he started off as like a pretty boy, and now he has like this mob persona, and it kind of goes with his albums. So he doesn't just put everything in. He puts everything to his music, but he shows it too. And I feel like that's what helps him because like he gives off like different personas that go along with his music. So it's like he's evolving with his music too. That makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Actually, I think that's one of the reasons. Like a lot of people in the rap game don't like him for that reason too, because they're like, you're always switching it up. You know, you're not authentic.
People always clown. They always clown on him because like
he said we started from the bottom, but you started in Degrassi.
Yeah, he still started from the bottom because
that was probably his bottom.
Yeah, his bottom was technically starting before Degrassi. Because he still started before Degrassi. I mean, he still started from being born, having to fight to get in the acting industry, getting an acting job. So that his bottom was before Degrassi. But what I always see people make fun of him is like they always oh shit, I don't even have the mic to me. Picking me up. But like what I always see people like clown on him is that like whenever he has like a new girl or he has like multiple ethnicities. So like one day he'll be like Jamaican. The next day he'll be like Hispanic. So like it's funny, but I mean, like I said, he's an artist. Yeah. And when you're an artist, you're always like, and he's also an actor. You have to understand this dude started as an actor first, and an actor is always changing who they are when they go for a role. So I feel like he incorporates that into his music.
Yeah. And in order to do that though, you know, you gotta be super talented. You know, in order to be switching it up like that. And yeah, man.
What do you think about the stigma like? You can't be hard and listen to Drake. I don't think that makes sense.
No, I ain't gonna lie. Some of my hardest, you know, I be in some of my hardest modes bumping a little Drake.
Yeah, like it's like some of his songs get you into
song be having me turned up.
He's not like your typical like, you know, he's not Gucci, he's not Boozy, he's not Young Scooter, he's not Young Dolph. He's not out here trying to be those dudes. He's his own guy.
Yeah.
When it comes to his music. So for people to think like, oh, you can't be hard to listen to Drake, well, his music's not really supposed to be like that. It still goes hard in a sense, but it's not supposed to make you feel like you can load load a 9 and go out and kill people.
Right.
Yeah, that's not his music style.
Yeah,
it's like hard in a different sense. I mean, it amps you up, it makes you feel good about yourself, and I feel like that's. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, there's moments where I'll bump like Young Scooter. And for some reason, I think I'm a coke dealer from Colombia. Like, there's sometimes where that's like, I got
a few kilos.
Yeah, like you feel dope listening to that. But at the end of the day, you know, you could probably connect more to Drake because he's rapping about going out with your boys and having a good time, and which is, you know, more people relate to than having like 5 kilos of coke in your trunk.
Definitely.
I always like lose it when I see those like pictures and memes that they make. Oh, these are what the dudes like that listen to Drake look like. It's like. The guy up on the fence with his like his legs are wrapped around his girl. His girl has been against the fence. Those always make me laugh.
So for your top 5, you said XX, Drake,
Drake, NF.
NF.
So you got 2 more.
Yeah, but I just got one. Before we move on, I just got one problem with Drake though. You know what I'm saying?
You got it.
It's like first of all, I think Drake is like the most talented artist out here. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like. Well, I ain't gonna say that because Lil Wayne is like on a whole nother. Lil Wayne is like astronomical to me. You
literally
know what I'm
OG.
Yeah, like Lil Wayne, I don't even think Lil Wayne like fits in the category anymore. Like I think him and Jay-Z is just like they own their own little thing, you know. But like my thing with Drake is like Drake dope. Like I mess with Drake real hard. It's just I just be taking some of the stuff he say personal. You know what I'm saying? Because he be like. I'm the only one out here doing this. You know what I'm saying? And me being another artist and me feeling like I'm dope as hell too.
Yeah.
I be like, Drake, bro, you're not the only one, bro. Like I'm just saying, bro, you might not hear me right now because I'm down here, but I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't like I got beef with him or nothing. It's just I take it personal. I take it personal. As another artist, I be like, because I ain't gonna lie, like other than Drake. It really isn't a lot of other artists out here who's doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, these other artists ain't on nothing. But I feel like when I get in the game, I'm gonna be competition for a lot of these dudes. So when Drake be like, oh, I'm the only one out here doing this. Oh, these dudes scared to rap and stuff. I'd be like, Drake, come on, bro, you hurting my feelings, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
for real.
So, it's a good thing you feel that way too, man.
Yeah, it's just that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm not getting acknowledged or whatever, but it's okay because I'm not up there yet. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really feel too bad about it. But that's my only problem. That's my only problem with Drake.
Yeah,
I love Drake, but he be like,
and you can look part of that as like a good thing to motivate you.
Yeah, sure.
Like that would be motivation. Like, okay, you say that, but
Yeah,
you know,
because I can imagine being in the studio with Drake, like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Come on, we finna do this track. Let's see who finna murder it the hardest.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Probably call up those ghostwriters on you, man.
Oh, he gonna call it the ghostwriter?
He gonna call up the ghostwriter.
No, I don't think Drake got those.
You don't think he got ghostwriters?
I hope not, man.
I feel like once you get to a certain level, like, you might have some.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for certain things, but then others, like certain songs, like, it's personal.
Yeah, I don't think it's a problem to, you know, have somebody write, you know, because some people write really good music, but they don't know how to rap or something.
Yeah, for sure.
So they might be like, hey, Drake, you know, you mind rapping this for me? You know,
music's supposed to be shared anyways. So.
Yeah. Like a good example that Kendo actually brought up the other day, Ariana Grande, her new album, she wrote it herself, right?
Oh yeah, it was like her and her friends, and her friends wrote it. And compared to her other albums, where I think she had like her producers and stuff help her write it.
Oh, okay.
But you can definitely tell the difference between like Sweetener. I remember I was watching an interview that she was doing. It was like a podcast interview, and she mentioned how on a few of the songs, like God Is a Woman, she didn't write that song. Her producers wrote the song, and they said, hey, we have this idea for God Is a Woman, and they wanted her to sing it. So
that's dope, yeah.
Stuff like that. But you can tell the difference once you like listen to the background of the album and like listen to the artist and how they made it. You get to see, then you get to notice the sounds.
Which one was better, the one she wrote or the one
I like Sweetener better.
Yeah. The one that she
had
wrote.
a little help with, but I mean her.
No.
But
the one she did
her new album that came out sounds more personal, because when she realized it was her and her friends that wrote it, it's more fun to listen to, because you know that it was just them having like a good time.
Yeah.
Just listening to it. So it's different.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I like the idea of that. Just, you know, I'm pretty open minded. So, you know, if you guys came to me and was like, hey, you know, I got an idea for a song, you know, I'll definitely take it into consideration and probably write something about it or whatever. You know, I'm pretty open minded. So I think it's good to be open minded as an artist.
That's good.
For sure.
What do you think about Kanye? Do you think he's a better producer or a better rapper?
Kanye. He from Chicago too, and
you don't like him?
He's
one of my favorite rappers. He's one of my favorite rappers.
What do you think about this? So like when Kanye first started out, I feel like he was what you want to do, like just get him a good message. But then he got kind of narcissistic, and then I feel like he's coming back around to that, to like how he used to be.
I don't know. I mean, I think Kanye, like, he's in that category of, you know, you got a big audience. Your music touches a lot of people's ears. The things you say touches a lot of people's ears. Use it for good. You know, like, that's just my thing. I just feel like he should just use it for good. I don't really get too into like, you know, the politics and stuff of everything. But I don't know. I mean, I like Kanye. I just don't think he represents Chicago like he's supposed to.
Yeah.
You know, that's just in my opinion, because I'm from Chicago. Yeah. So, you know.
So you feel like he should be, as an artist with like his platform, he should be doing more for the city?
I don't know. Like, I don't really know too much about him, but the things I hear about Kanye, it always be some profound BS type stuff. Like, it just be like,
he's
it
like
just
wilding?
seemed like, it just seemed like he'd be wilding, and I don't know. Like, I don't really want to speak too much on Kanye because I don't really know what he got going on.
Well,
what about just him musically, like as an artist, like his music?
To be honest, I like Kanye's music. You know, like that All Day. He had that one song, All Day. Like, that's my shit. You know. One
thing about Kanye is I feel like the death of his mother really affected him, and I feel like you could really feel that in his music. Before, like, when he first came out and Graduation dropped, and it was insane. But then, like, his mom passed. I mean, not only like in the music, but you could kind of tell, like, you know, that's when he started getting in all these, like, all this bullshit, you know, in life, you know, with and you know, his mental health obviously played a big part of that. And but I saw a video the other day of him, like, on the piano, and he was like turning over like a choir. It looked cool, and he looked happy, like genuinely happy. And the caption was like, "Happy Kanye's back. Get ready for another classic." And I hope that's true.
Yeah, he's supposed to have an album coming, Yandi, but he's been saying that since like since like September. Not even like last summer they were talking about it, like coming out soon. But you know, Kanye, it's I think it's coming soon though, like legit. I think it is like coming, like
I gotta
like before the summer.
Yeah, I gotta get more into doing my research on other artists. I ain't even gonna lie, cause I've been my favorite artist for the last like 10 years, where it's just like I kind of been blocking out everybody else and just focusing on my own stuff.
Keeping your own favorite, right?
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah. So they be like, "Hey, have you heard this new artist?" And I'm like, "What?" Like I don't know anything about any new artist that came out. I don't know anything about anything. All I know is my mixtape is coming out soon. That's it. You know, like that's all I know.
Yeah, they'll be like, "Oh, you heard this guy?" Like, "Oh, have you heard my song?"
Yeah,
that should be like your reply. That's dope.
But yeah, I need to. You know, I should kind of. You know.
So we got enough.
About my.
Yeah.
Triple X, Drake.
Do you have two more? I mean, we could stop there, unless there's another rapper like you really like.
Kanye.
Rapper I really like.
Before we get off the Kanye, I wanted to mention his influence too. That's something that like, and he kind of changed it for people too, because before like it was like you had to be hard, you had to be about the streets, and then Kanye came along and he kind of just switched it up on everybody and kind of allowed for people like Drake to come along and be able to sing on a track and be, you know, still be cool with the culture.
Yeah, because Kanye didn't come out like super trapped out.
No, he didn't. Yeah. I feel like he really paved the way for a lot of artists nowadays, and I feel like he doesn't get that credit that he deserves.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just wanted to say that before we got off the Kanye.
But I know that you had a new album that came out. That's how I met you. And I remember listening. The first one I listened to was My Story that you had on it. So I was really listening to the lyrics, and you have really good lyrics. And I just wanted to ask, and you're a Christian artist, so when I was listening to the lyrics, I noticed a few things. So my question is, you mentioned earlier that you were listening to the radio, then you heard like Christian rappers and noticing that you can rap about something other than like drugs and violence and stuff.
Right.
But was there like any other like significant event that led you to those Christian rappers and like made you really want to say, hey, I want to start rapping for the Lord and not just for violence? Or no, was it just like you came up, like you were just listening to it and you realized,
oh, okay. I'm not sure how vulnerable I should get on here, but
because I mean, you rap it in your songs, so you're already vulnerable with whatever you release because you wrote it in your songs.
Right.
I'm not pressuring you or anything, but
I want to do it.
You can feel comfortable because it's already in your music.
Right.
And people like when you're vulnerable in your music because they feel like you're more real instead of just rapping about, you know, whatever your other rapper raps about.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I would say what really got me into rapping about like being a Christian and stuff like that was I was scared. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought I just didn't want to go to hell. You know what I'm saying? Like I did not want to go to hell, like period. And it wasn't that like I felt like if I don't rap about being a Christian, I'm gonna go to hell. It was because of some things that I did in my past that was like God gonna get me. You know what I'm saying? Like God gonna get me. And I was basically trying to do whatever I could to make sure God was like, okay, son, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna get you. You know, you're okay. You know, I had addiction. I go to meetings every day, like AA, but I go to NA, you know, Narcotics Anonymous, because I had a drug addiction. I was addicted to pills and everything. I was addicted to weed too, but like it got real bad when I became a nurse. When I became a nurse, I had access to all those pills and stuff, and you know, so that's how the pill addiction kicked up, and also porn addiction. You know, it was just bad, man. My life was bad, and but I don't know, like, okay, woo, that's a
It's okay because it's good to address because people listening could have the same problems and same thing. So it's good to address.
I've actually been to NA meetings. It was court ordered.
Oh, word. Court ordered. Oh, so I might have signed your paper before and shit. Okay.
Yeah. No, but yeah, no, those are intense because you just hear everyone's story and like things, and some of them are just crazy. I remember one person was talking about like how they like died like 3 times and had because it was like hardcore addictions, and you know, some of that stuff like legit just kills you, and but yeah, he was like revived. This yeah. So
I mean, so like, okay, my whole life changed with one incident in my life. All right, and it took me years of therapy, you know, to really get over it. But
and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So don't feel like
man.
Like
we all have addictions.
We've
Addictions
all been to
like
some kind of therapy
Yeah.
addiction, whatever you want to call it.
All right, so I'm 29. I'll be 30 in July 21st. I'm a Cancer.
Me too.
And you a Cancer too?
Yeah. June
Bro,
27th.
we gonna be all right, bro.
Yeah.
We gonna be all right, bro. Sometimes we just need a hug every now and then.
Yeah, cancer
we gonna be all right. Yeah.
We go through a lot.
Yeah, we go through a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be 30. I'm gonna be 30 in July. And when I was like 16, no. When I think it was like I was like 16, 17 years old. And I was, you know, smoking a lot of weed, drinking. I was popping pills, you know, popping X pills and stuff. And I did something that changed my whole damn life, you know. And it was this transgender woman. I knew it wasn't a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a woman, but it wasn't a woman.
Like, you knew. You knew.
Right. Like, I knew.
Get tricky nowadays.
Yeah,
Bro. Don't feel bad. They get
and you know what? This is really
this.
important to address today, too, because I feel like a lot of people could have the same. Okay, continue. Continue.
So I knew it wasn't a woman. You know what I'm saying? But I knew it was you know what I'm saying? It was just like, it was.
Something was off.
So, yeah, something was off. And I knew, you know what I'm saying? But around that time, I was getting money. Like, I was just doing my thing. I was getting so much money. And I was just smoking a lot of weed. And I was drinking. And I was popping pills. I was just living just this super risky life. You know what I'm saying? I was just doing whatever the hell I wanted to do.
It was very intoxicating.
Yeah, it was very intoxicated, and you know what I'm saying? And I just felt invincible, you know, like...
That's the worst feeling.
Yeah, I felt like nothing could stop me, nothing could hurt me, you know, nothing could affect me emotionally. And you know, I was with a stepbrother at the time, and you know, and this transgender was in there, and I don't know what I was thinking at the time. But I think I was like mad horny or I think I was. I don't, you know what I'm saying? But my stepbrother said something to her that kind of let me know that maybe he did it before. Like maybe he had some type of sexual relation with her before. And me and him were like really close, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know, kind of like being a follower. Yeah, kind of like being a follower. Like, well, if he did it, you know, he's not gonna talk shit if I do it. You know what I'm saying? So everyone kind of like left and was gonna go do their own thing, and I was kind of plotting. I was like, you know, I think I'm gonna see. You know, I think I'm gonna see what we can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew I wasn't gonna have like actual sex with the transgender. Yeah. Because like I don't know, like it didn't matter how fucking high I was. I knew I wasn't gonna do that. There wasn't gonna be any penetration on either end.
Right.
But, you know, I was like, you know, if I didn't get some, you know, if I didn't get a little head, you know what I'm saying? I was thinking that, you know? And then, man, I asked him / her, and she did it. And it was fucking amazing, to be honest with you. I'm not sure if that should have been censored or not, but yeah, it was amazing. But the important thing about that, you know, so I did let the transgender give me head or whatever, and it was this fucking van. It was at the time I didn't think it would affect me. You know what I mean? Like I didn't. Yeah, man. I just was, you know, I was just doing my thing or whatever, and then I remember afterwards walking back to my car. It was a different walk. It was a different. Everything about me was different. I didn't know what it was. I didn't I didn't know what was different.
Did you feel like you didn't know like what you just did or something?
I feel like it was shame. I knew it was some shame there. I felt like
you were above it.
Well,
you
like
let yourself
reached
down.
like a level that's like, okay, what did I just do?
Yeah. I felt it was. This is what was going through my mind. What was going through my mind was, like how I can't tell I can't tell this to anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, this was like, like I've done some fucked up shit before, but when this happened, I was like, I can't tell anybody this. Like, no one can know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no one can know. Like, I knew I had crossed the line. I knew I had crossed the line of my family. Because we used to talk about, like, gay people. You know what I mean? Like, my uncle used to, like, beat up gay people. And like, in my family, the men would, like, if you were gay, or if we found out you were gay, or, you got picked on, or you got beat up, or you got bullied and stuff like that. And I was not the person that would get bullied growing up. You know what I mean? Like, I like either bullied someone, or like I was just not that person that got bullied. So I knew that if I told anyone this in my family, they were probably gonna start beating me up, or trying to beat me up, or my friends. I had a lot of friends, and they were all into like violence and stuff, and I just knew that all of my friends were gonna start trying to beat me up, and I basically felt like I was gonna be kicked out of my family, kicked out of my social circles, kicked out of everywhere. Like, my mom was gonna be ashamed of me, my dad was gonna disown me. I felt like exactly how my family treated gay people, they were gonna treat me like that. And that I did not, I was like, that's not gonna happen. So ever since that night, I kind of withdrew from everybody. Like no one knew, but I felt they knew. You know what I mean? Like, I felt that they knew. Like, they would. I felt so different. I felt so ashamed. I felt like I let down. I felt like I wasn't a man anymore. You know what I mean? Like, at first I was this macho man, and I got all the girls, and everyone thought I was cool, and I was all funny, and I dressed really good, but after that day, I felt like I just wasn't worth it. Like, I felt like if anyone told me I was cool, if anyone was like, hey, Cornell, you're cool, man, we like you, I would be like, if you knew who I really was, you wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
I just felt like I wasn't worth
I feel like a lot of people
any of the compliments.
would relate to that too.
Yeah.
Because everybody's putting up a facade nowadays, especially with social media. Everybody was like, oh, well, you could say that I have a great life, but you don't know what I've done.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah, it was, and that was like, that's the deep underlying issue of why I started going so hard, like, as far as being like a Christian rapper. And I was basically trying to please God. I was basically saying, God,
forgive me.
Please forgive me for what I did. And if I have to tell everyone in the world how awesome you are, and tell everyone in the world how important it is to be a Christian, maybe you would forgive me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate you for being so honest about all that. That's
not easy.
That takes a lot of like courage.
Is this the first time you open up about that? Are you really
besides to my therapist, and like any woman that I get with, I kind of try to let them know about.
You open up to women.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So I feel like they would,
and then
hopefully they would understand.
When what you were saying with like how you're trying to please God and ask for forgiveness, have you like, I don't know if you felt like such a deep shame that you were mad at yourself, but was there any forgiveness like to yourself, like just reflecting on yourself, like, yeah, I did that, but I was just in a bad place, or I don't know.
Yeah, to be honest, that happened like 10 years ago. That incident happened like 10 years ago. And to be honest, it affected me so bad that like just now, like within like this last year, is when I just started feeling okay. I just started getting that I'm feeling worthy back. I'm just now starting to tell myself, Cornell, it's okay. It happened a long time ago, or you were young, or you made a mistake. It's I'm just now starting to be gentle with myself.
Yeah.
And is your music like helping you with that? Or just,
I would say my music music always been there. Like, music was there before this happened.
Right.
You know what I mean? So now, music is like the way I play with the universe now. You know what I mean? Like, music gives me purpose now. You know what I mean? Because without music, I honestly don't know what the hell I would do. I would probably be like part of like Harry Potter like book club or something, which I do want to do.
Hey man, hold up.
I do
Before you go on, what's
that.
wrong with that, man?
No, for real, like I do want to do that, you know, because like I said, I was always I grew up in Chicago, I grew up in the hood, but I wasn't the kid that wanted to fight. You know, I was that kid that wanted to be a part of the Harry Potter book club, but I was too damn scared.
You know what's
because my friends would probably try to beat me up.
Harry Potter's
You know
dope.
what's crazy?
So
you know what?
dope,
I feel
bro.
like we need to talk about. Maybe we can add this into one of your songs later. I feel like the Latino community and the Black community, their families need to be more open to their men being more creative and being more in touch on their creative side. Because I feel like that's stigmatized and that's chastised in our community, in the Latino community and the Black community.
You got to be
when
tough.
When a man shows that they have more creativity, they get like shunned, or they get made fun of by their cousins, even their parents, because they expect the male to be, tough, straightforward, business, go to school, support the family, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then, but when you start showing some interest in like the arts, and showing some interest in being creative, you look that weird. You don't get taken seriously. And I feel like that conversation needs to open up in our communities for men to feel more comfortable and
to express themselves.
Yeah.
For men to feel more comfortable and opening up on what they actually want to do, instead of suppressing their feelings and then later on in life and then become depressed and start doing drugs and kill themselves because they probably have these suppressed feelings of things that they actually wanted to do, but the generations and the environment and the culture that we live in with our families is just suppresses it. And I feel like that conversation needs to open up, and I feel like you understood that because you said you weren't into like the violence. You stood out, and you said your family encouraged you to do other things, and you kind of knew to yourself that. Fuck, I don't even have the mic again. Shit, hope that picked it up. But then, you were saying earlier how your grandmother encouraged you to do things that you kind of knew were like, well, this just doesn't seem right.
Right. Yeah.
And I feel like it's a cultural thing in both our communities, the Latino and the Black community, and I feel like that needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
And it comes from people who have power. All the artists that right now that we're listening to, I feel like there's things that they can really touch on, but they don't because they want to make their money and go back to their houses.
Yeah,
like everyone else.
Yeah, it's rough. I actually have it's like a method to my madness, because I have another mixtape coming out called Dark Side,
Okay.
And and it's kind of it's exactly what it is. It's that dark side, like the dark side, like the violence, like since I grew up around the violence and stuff like that, I have a violent side. It is some like when I listen to like whatever one of these gangster rappers is, and they talk about like pulling up and shooting somebody, I feel like that sometimes. Not saying that I'm gonna do it, but I feel like that sometimes. So Dark Side is about that side of me, that dark side,
And that's perfectly. I feel like that's a good contrast because it shows you're still human, you're not perfect.
Yeah. Because in the future, the Diesel Dotcom that they see in the future after Dark Side is gonna be. They seen this side where he's Christian, he wants to do the right thing, and then they see the dark side where he wants to tear shit up, and then it's all gonna come together because my main purpose in my music is to let people know, because a lot of people don't even want to put up with being a Christian or don't even want to put up with any of that because they think they got to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? They think like, since I feel like whooping somebody's ass, I can't go to church because God doesn't want me because I feel like whooping somebody's ass. But I want to let people know, like, you can feel like whooping somebody's ass. You can want to do the right thing. You can want to shoot somebody. You can want to do this. You can want to drop out of school. You can want to do this. You can basically want to do all of these things. It's nothing wrong with gangster being a part of you. Yeah, it's nothing wrong with having a dark side, but I don't want people to think that if they have a dark side that God doesn't want them anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, because in my way of doing that is here guys, here's my dark side. You know what I'm saying? Here's my dark side, so you won't think you're alone. Here's my light, here's my dark, and I want people to know, like, so that's why in a lot of my videos that I'm gonna be doing, you'll see me praying, like FaceTime. I just did a video to my song called FaceTime.
Right.
And it was a scene in there. It was a scene that I wanted to do that that didn't get put in there or whatever. So I'm gonna make sure I put it in a different video. But what I wanted to do, FaceTime was about a friend / like brother who always wanted to call and FaceTime me and stuff, but in reality he was hating on me, you know what I'm saying? And somebody told me, like, yo, you need to watch out for him because he be hating. So in the video, I wanted to have a scene when I got the news that he was hating on me and stuff. I was gonna reach in a drawer and get my gun, you know.
Makes sense. Get
my gun because I'm angry. This is the dark side. I'm angry. I want to go, you know, do some shit, send it up, you know, get all gangster on them. But instead, I think about it, and I put the gun back, and I grab my Bible, and then I pray, and I go about my day like that. You know what I mean? But I wanted people to see that. I have a dark side, and I want people to see that it's okay to have a dark side. Yeah. It's okay to when something happens, you want to go and fuck shit up. But this is how you go forward without it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for sure.
It's your free will.
Yeah, it's your free will.
You know, it's basically like you're carrying your cross. And then you're gonna have moments where you stumble.
Yeah, like, ooh, I want to go and whoop somebody's ass, but
the
you know what?
focus is keeping your eyes focused.
Yeah.
So
I want to show people that, because people, you know, I can talk about the Lord and talk about how good He is and all that, but sometimes people don't feel like that. Like, some people there's women out here who've been raped before. There's women out here who've been hit on or cheated on by the damn pastor himself. You know, there's people that have gone through some really, really bad things in their life.
Serious drama.
Yeah, and they don't give two shits about going to church. They hate God. You know what I'm saying? They don't want anything to do with Him. So, but I want people to see that sometimes I hate God too. You know, sometimes I don't want anything to do with Him. You know, but we're gonna do this together. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want people to see that side of me too, instead of coming out trying to portray this image that I go to church and everything's perfect and everything's fine. No, I want people to see, yo, this shit is real.
So do you want to do this like in a trilogy? It's cool. It's like you kind of have like a movie, like a redemption arc. Like
it's gonna be like
your trials and tribulation. That's dope.
Yeah. So that's dark side is like part 2.
Okay.
And this album that just came out wasn't your first one.
Right? It was no, it's like my 4th one, but this is my first. This is the first one that I've done by myself, like from beginning to end, like you know, where I kind of call the shots on everything.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you want to play a song? I actually just pulled it up a little, but
which one?
The newest
What's your favorite one?
The one with FaceTime on it. So that's
Oh, you want to play FaceTime?
I mean, we can play that one or whatever one from the album. But that's your.
Which is your favorite song?
Yeah, let's play your favorite
The Pain album, right?
That's
what it's called.
The Ice-T one.
So which is your
people like Ice-T?
What song that you like for people listening right now? What song would you recommend them?
Yeah, you want them to hear.
Because this is like.
I know you want to say all your songs, but like, you know how when you go on Apple Music and there's like a star by a song. Because like it's like the banger or like the single, I guess, or the best
most viewed song.
Yeah. So what would you think would be like your pitch, like your elevator pitch?
That's a hard one, because I'm not even gonna lie. Like, on the album, Decisions is my favorite song because it means the most to me. But to be honest, I've heard no one say they like Decisions. Okay. Like,
it's
like no one likes it, you know.
Like
but
I haven't listened to.
But it's my favorite one.
Yeah, it's like Queen, like Queen, the rock band.
Yeah.
Like Innuendo, that was like Freddie's favorite song, right, on the album.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
On that album, on Innuendo.
I feel like that happens with a lot of artists. Like they really put it into this one song.
Know about it.
You know, they have a whole album and they really feel this one song. But everyone loves like just some other song you did, and you're like, oh. I mean, it's still cool, but you're like, oh.
So which song should we play?
I mean, we could do FaceTime.
No, which one? Let him decide.
Whatever.
Is it FaceTime? That's the one. What do you think?
FaceTime is the one I just did the video to. I don't know. You like FaceTime?
All right. So, what do you think, FaceTime or Ice-T? It's you. This is your moment.
You just did a video on Ice-T, so not Ice-T, FaceTime.
Yeah. FaceTime.
What do you think?
I like My Story the best.
My Story. I have that one there.
That one's like 4 minutes long. right?
My story.
FaceTime was good, and plus you have a video.
Yeah, I have a video for FaceTime.
So that way,
So do
let's
FaceTime.
do
FaceTime. Okay, so FaceTime's 2 minutes 50 seconds. So we can play the whole thing.
Yeah, no, play like a minute.
A minute. Okay.
Yeah, like
so is your video out?
It'll be out in 2 weeks.
Okay,
well,
on what?
Week and a half.
What, YouTube?
Yeah, it's gonna be out on YouTube.
I have a question after we play the sample.
And then what's your YouTube channel?
That's me.
Diesel Dotcom?
Diesel Dotcom, yeah.
Yeah, so everyone listening, what day is it?
Everywhere, right?
Today's
Instagram,
Wednesday.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Today's the 6th, so in 2 weeks.
Diesel Dotcom.
How do you spell it? So that way they
It's
know.
yeah, definitely. It's not a .com like you usually see. You got to spell it out. It's Diesel Dotcom, DIESEL. Then you hit the space bar, and then you got DOTCOM. Spell it out.
Yeah, Diesel.com.
Yeah.
So let me just ask one question now before we play the song. What made you come up with the name?
To be honest with you, it was always Diesel. It was always like Diesel or Young Diesel or whatever. But when I tried to get all my music like on Spotify and iTunes, it was like 50 fucking Diesels out here. Like I guess everyone wants to be Diesel for some reason. So I couldn't find nothing else that could set me apart from the other Diesels. So I picked Diesel.com. You know, since everyone goes online now.
So Diesel was a nickname
online.
that you've had since you were a kid.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yep.
all right.
All right.
Are you ready?
Sounds different now, though.
It's hard to show love cause it get in the way. It's all about action, I'll trust what you say. Turn around and they hate, but they smile in my face. Only hang around reals, I'm allergic to fame. Got a lot going on and way too much at stake. Work too hard for this piece just for someone to take. One time in my city, the hate was so great that I packed up my things and I moved out the state. This time I ain't running my fears on my face, even though that time I wasn't running away. I just got the news, I had one on the way. Had to do what I do, that's whatever it takes. So get the record straight. I'm not a slave, don't have to sell work for food on my plate. Only real men understand what I'm saying. Look, boy, I don't expect you to relate. So get out my FaceTime, FaceTime. Say I gotta hate on FaceTime. That's what I heard through the grapevine. I gotta hate on FaceTime. On FaceTime, FaceTime, FaceTime. Say I gotta hate on FaceTime. Never really trust what comes through the grapevine. But it's either the truth or they lie. I ain't got time for the he say, she say. Daddy told me if you got beef,
All right.
Yeah,
I like this.
Appreciate it.
That's the first time I ever heard
I
it.
like the
first time.
lyrics. I like the
appreciate it.
lyrics.
Yeah, that was the
a lot.
first time most of us have heard the song. So
Yeah, I'll be
appreciate
honest. I knew you were coming on, but I didn't know like when, so I didn't have time.
It was kind of
Yeah.
like
Listen,
I like
thanks, I
message him and say,
appreciate
hey, I met this rapper at a gas station. He gave me his mixtape. It would be cool if we had him on the podcast, so that way he
Yeah.
would get his name out. And
Yeah,
so,
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it was like a God moment for me, you know. 'Cause,
Yeah, I figured.
I never come to that gas station. And then,
which gas station was
It
it?
was Wawa in
Yeah,
1792.
never come to that one.
I was leaving work. And I was
Yeah.
The one by my church.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
and my mixtape had just came out, so I had like sold it.
That same day, right?
Yeah, and I think a guy was like buying it from me right there.
Yeah.
Then I seen her, and I was like, because I had got rejected quite a few times that day already, like just
that's
trying
so
to give people my mixtape.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, I'm fine, you know. So I was like,
Cause I
like, she might reject me.
figured that happened to you too. So I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? That's so like people can't just write your name down and listen to it. Like they have to be
Yeah.
rude and say, no, if you don't have, I didn't have money on me.
Yeah,
Because it was
yeah.
only like $5.
yeah.
So I was like, okay, let me write his name down in my notes, and then I'll listen to him on iTunes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And I think I didn't trust it. I was
Yeah.
like, no, I'm gonna give you a CD anyway. You know what I mean? You know?
It's crazy like that how you chose to do that. Now look what happens.
Yeah, you know. So it was definitely a God moment. You know, definitely a God moment.
So how many songs are on the album?
That one had
12.
like
Yeah,
oh
it's
wait
12.
yeah.
12?
Yeah, I had 12.
12 of them.
Do you like to freestyle at all?
I hate freestyling.
You hate freestyling? It's not everybody.
Yeah,
It's not everybody.
I say stupid stuff when I freestyle.
Yeah.
Because you know, like me trying to, it's that dark side. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Because,
It's the easiest.
yeah. When I'm
yeah.
trying to encourage the world to do better things, even though in my mind I'm like, fuck the world and fuck this and fuck that. I hate this. I hate that. So if I freestyle, if I say what comes to my mind, it's probably gonna come out pretty bad.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna it's gonna come out. You're gonna hear some gangster stuff. You know, I might start crying. It'd be a lot. It'd be a lot going on in my mind. So.
Word. That dope.
Do you so like other than rapping, like what other interests do you have?
Do you believe
you said Harry Potter?
Yeah, I love Harry Potter, man.
What's your favorite book
and movie?
And
did you
I never read the book.
Ones?
I bought the book, but I never read it.
Oh man,
did you watch
I like
the movies?
the book. I like how it feels in my hand and
you gotta read them. I mean, I feel like this
completely
goes
different from the movies.
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
A lot more detail, a lot more
characters.
Magical.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I like movies that make me feel good. I love Hallmark movies, like for real. Like I love Hallmark movies. I love Once Upon a Time.
The show?
Yes. Like I like binge watch like 3 seasons in a row.
Is that still on?
Like
or did they finish?
No, it's yeah.
Thank God.
I like to draw. I like to draw. And honestly, I like to, like, for me, a really good day for me would be, I would wake up in the morning, make my coffee, read like some type of self-improvement type of book.
Yeah.
And I don't know what else would I do. Yeah. That'd kind of like, and that'd kind of like be the highlight of my day, and then go to like an NA meeting or something like that. And yeah, just hang out with somebody that isn't like, I don't really like hanging out with like really cool people. You know, like I like hanging out with like people who aren't that popular,
like
because
introverts?
they seem to be really down to earth. You know, I like people like that.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Do you have like any physical hobbies? Like, do you go to the gym or like run or?
Yeah, I go to the gym not because I like to, but because
like stay in shape.
Yeah. I want to stay in shape because I want to be that artist that's like dope all around the board. You know what I mean? Like I see how the girls go crazy over Trey Songz. You know what I'm saying? So I want to look like Trey Songz. You know, like I want my body. You know, like I want to have a 6-pack. I want to have, you know, I want to look really good.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I go to the gym. I go to the gym to look good as an artist.
You sell yourself. That's
cool.
what hits the eye at first. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, so if a girl see me, you know, she see my screenshot of my video and she see like some really nice abs and I got like 2-3 drops of baby oil on, she's like, oh man, you know, let me cop his mixtape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it sells.
That's kind of where I'm
image.
going with it, you know, like, but I don't like going to the gym, you know, it's not like.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like playing basketball too. I love basketball.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at basketball.
Yeah, I like tennis too.
It's because the reason why I asked, because if you ever want to come on again, we talk about like a lot of shit. So like, of course, this whole episode is just, you know, about you, because you're you know, you're the star of the show. So we just talk about your music. But like when it's just us, because like I told you, we have another host. His name's Alex. He just couldn't come tonight.
Yeah.
But when it's just us, like sitting around, we just talk. We just rant.
Yeah.
Like our room is just random, and we have like random shit on the walls. And like our 10th episode was about aliens.
Do you believe
aliens?
I have to ask.
To be honest, hell, yeah, I do. I believe in aliens. You know, do I believe like? I mean, cause okay, we got all these planets out here. You know what I'm saying? We got all these planets out here, and we're not even like the largest planet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, why I don't even understand why would we not? Like, why would we be the only beings out here? Like, it just don't make sense to me.
Right.
Like, in my opinion, there are definitely aliens out here.
Do you think the government's lying to us about it?
I think the government lies about every fucking thing. To be honest with you. But yeah, I think there's. But if they know, you know,
they're definitely hiding.
Yeah, if they know, they're probably lying about it. But to be honest with you, I wouldn't even be 100% positive that they know.
Right. I think like we like talk about a lot of different things. A thing that we all like have a fun interest in is like conspiracies.
Yeah.
Do you have like a conspiracy that you like think might be true, or you're like, oh yeah, I can see that? Like I know there's like a lot out there, but is there anything where you're just like, maybe?
Well, nah, mine is more like kind of spiritual though. You know what I'm saying? Like mine is more like with like God and Satan. Like I'm convinced that Satan is like, he's definitely ruling this world. And
of course,
there's a bunch of things that happen that are spiritual and not just like, you know, it's not just happening. You know, it's spiritual. You know. Mm-hmm. You know, I feel like whenever for me, like I feel like whenever I'm trying to do the right thing, Satan is like somewhere like Okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Let me fuck this up for
him,
him, you know? But and I feel like there's definitely more animals in the ocean than we know about. Like I feel like dinosaurs still exist. I think it's just the ones that are in the water.
Like Loch Ness monster.
Yeah, I think it's definitely real.
True.
I mean, out there chilling.
That is a theory, though.
Yeah, I think it's real.
Or some like crazy, like the shark megalodon. They have theories that shark might still be alive. It's like a big prehistoric shark.
Yeah.
That's like a great white, but it's way bigger, and they eat like whales. And I mean, yeah, they just don't see them anymore. But I don't see a reason why it wouldn't exist. I mean, it's just a big shark.
Yeah.
And
plus the world is like 3/4 water, right?
Yeah, and a lot of it's unexplored.
What do you think's scarier, space or the ocean?
I think the ocean is scary. I mean,
hell yeah.
Yeah, because it's just water,
He was
and
waiting
it's
for
just
that.
like I can't fucking. I don't know, but space. I mean,
I'd rather float in space than be like left in the middle of the ocean because I don't know what's under me, like floating, or swimming down there.
Yeah, in space, at least I won't really.
So as a Christian rapper,
until a UFO comes and starts probing you.
At least you'll be able to see it.
As a Christian rapper, like, what are your like? I don't know if you want to get into this before we log off. But like, what are your political views as like a Christian rapper?
My political views as a Christian rapper is, fuck everybody, trust in God.
Okay.
That's kind of my thing because all these politics, man, they just come on and they say this and they say that and they make these promises and they make those promises and a lot of them don't keep their word. Yeah, a lot of them don't keep their word, and I would be exhausted if I try to follow every promise that they make. Like, oh, Trump said he's gonna do this, so let me believe it. Oh, Obama said he's gonna do this, let me believe it. And then you just basically chasing
empty words.
You're just chasing empty words. So my thing is, I just trust in God.
Yeah, man.
I just trust in God because if, I feel safer that way. I feel like God won't let me down. God will protect me. Trump isn't gonna fucking protect me, or Obama's not gonna protect me. They're just saying they're kind of like these rappers. They kind of just say whatever to get the votes or get the money or whatever.
So your last word is, fuck everybody, trust in God.
I
think I can end on that.
Yeah.
That's a good note to end on, right?
But yeah,
that's my thing.
So Diesel Dotcom.
Check them out.
Spelled it. Do you want to shout out like your Instagram, Facebook?
Yeah.
Like just say how to spell or at.
Yeah, definitely. Diesel Dotcom. It's like I said, spell it out DIESEL space DOTCOM. It's the same way. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Just spell it out, Except on Instagram, I had to throw an underscore in there and shit. So it's Diesel_Dotcom, But,
do you have any like performances coming up?
Well, actually, I'm gonna be performing tomorrow in Daytona Beach at 90 Degrees again. I'm gonna be performing a different song this time. I might perform Ice-T because a lot of people have been kind of.
How many songs?
Ice-T. I'm only gonna perform one.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that's what's going on. And I have a video with this guy named Psalm Music. He lives in Idaho, so I'll be traveling to Idaho on April 13th to do a video out there.
Awesome.
So
good luck, man.
Yeah,
wish you well on that note,
guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, all right. So our guest, Diesel.com. Check out his newest album, The Pain album. It's on iTunes. And this has been The Unfiled.
Is it on Spotify too?
It's on all social. It's on
all platforms. Okay.
Oh yeah, all the platforms you guys know.
Spotify.
Diesel.com.
Yeah.
Check them out, guys.
Thank you, guys.
All right,
man.
this has been The Unfiled.
Awesome.
See you guys.
Peace.
Peace.
Oh, yeah.
You want to count it down?
Bye. Oh yeah. 3, 2, 1. Bye.